Rely on the Weather Channel. We keep you ahead of the storm. In the next half hour, Weather Center PM, a comprehensive national forecast. At 40 after, Weather Center PM continues with highway and air travel conditions. Then the weekend outlook. And at 50 after, Storm Watch. But right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel.
On the opposite ends across the country tonight, there's wet weather and cool temperatures. But in the middle, clear skies and above average readings. Good evening. Welcome to Weather Center. I'm Paul Emick.
And I'm Dave Schwartz. We'll have all the details for your Friday forecast. Big payday forecast. Go in there and let the eagle fly tomorrow. But first, let's look at the rain plaguing the Northeast, and there is a lot of it here in Boston. Many of you had your umbrellas handy as you rush through the rain around Government Center. The rain will continue tonight, taper off the showers tomorrow. You may want to bundle up too. The temperatures really dropped into the upper 40s, and the wind out there is gusting to 48 miles per hour at Logan Airport. No wonder there are delays on arriving flights here. It is one rough night, I'll tell you. It takes till June before we get the potential for this kind of stormy weather finally out of here in Boston. We'll get some periods of warm, sunny weather, as we'll have here on Sunday. It'll be a very nice day, but boy, one of these storms crawls up the coast and you see that big swirl on the radar, you know what you're in for. Now, it appears as if the heaviest rain is done here out on the Cape, except for a few showers, but there'll be more later on. And it is raining in Boston, still pretty hard, back to Worcester and up to Concord, back to Rutland, Vermont, and Pittsfield, Mass. And near Albany, we've got some rain. So we're still in it. Some heavy rain now, moving through Nassau County in toward the Bronx and Brooklyn. It is raining hard in New York City, and it looks like some more rain is headed right down the Hudson River from Sing Sing and Poughkeepsie. Meanwhile, here in Philadelphia, just some scattered showers, improving weather, greatly improved weather here tomorrow. And believe it or not, here in New York City, the sun is going to be out for you. But that rain really has piled up, especially right near the coast. Some areas in South Jersey and out here on Long Island, I wouldn't be surprised, have picked up over 2 inches of rain. These are some thunderstorms that developed during the afternoon. Those are moving south, while this rain is moving northwest. There's a swirl in the atmosphere right here. There you go. This is moving northwest, and all this activity is moving south into Georgia, where we got some more thunderstorms. No hailstorms for you in Atlanta. That's about the first time this week I can say that. Skies clearing tonight. Tomorrow looks great. Matter of fact, over much of the eastern half of the country, once this storm gets out of here, and it will be out of here by tomorrow night for all of New England, then a fast-moving cold front bringing a few showers here on Saturday. We're just going to do fine. Speaking of fine, how's this for fine? From Houston, where we had a record low this morning, but a beautiful day, all the way up to the Great Lakes, fine meant this. In Chicago, the sun was shining today. Downtown Chicago, folks in their shirt sleeves Even the kids were dressed for some warm weather here. Temperature was about 10 degrees above average. Tulips are out. Oh, I tell you what, it's about time, huh? It's about time that it got 72 degrees this afternoon in Chicago. 68 degrees is our current temperature. There's more warm weather on the way, sitting out to the west. I hope you enjoy it. A lot of us did in the middle of the country, and even back into Phoenix, 97. But then it cools off rapidly here behind a couple of cold fronts that have brought us some inclement weather to the west. Here's Paul with that story.
Well, parts of the West Coast are getting a bit of rain today. In fact, well, right now, parts of Montana and Idaho have severe thunderstorm watches in effect. Let's have a look at the West Coast wetness, and including some of the big storms that are firing up still, a little wet weather. We see a couple of fronts there. That's not the only problem. Of course, the front being the leading edge of a cooler air mass. But as this thing moves in, it's got a bit of an edge to it as it slides in. The cool air creates a showery pattern behind it, but as this front moves in to lift up some unstable air to the east of the Cascades, it's been kicking off some storms. Let's look at the movement of the moisture. More on the way of some general rains towards San Francisco, but again, the cool air settling keeps the showers here, but things are kind of active into parts of Idaho, including around south central sections like around Jerome County. Pretty stormy now in Idaho. You can also see the lightning here. This lightning data indicates where you see a white blotch like right there, or into right like around Jerome County in there. Little white blotch, that indicates a recent lightning strike in about the last 5 or 10 minutes. The red little splotches there are a little bit older, but where you see the groupings of a lot of frequent lightning, you may also see often some heavier rain. There's kind of a correlation there. Something else that shows you the severity, despite the frequent lightning that we can see with the storms that are popping up. Also the jet upper air, in addition to moving along a lot of systems we talk about, when you have a pretty favorable situation like we have today with a real strong upper level jet, that can help to enhance the severity. We have upper level support, we've got a lift, that's the front, we have the moisture in place, and the instability as the unstable air is well to the east of the Cascades sets up perfect conditions tonight for severe weather, and we may experience some more here until about 9 o'clock Pacific time. That's when this coast is in effect. 8 o'clock Mountain time, or when the severe thunderstorm watch is in effect throughout parts of Idaho and into Montana. You see not much happening on the eastern section of this just yet, but some wet weather popping up now, and again quite stormy at times, mostly north of Boise. Some of the stormiest weather. We'll keep on top of it at the Weather Channel. A little bit wet around San Francisco at times, and even a bit of snow to contend with as well. We've seen a bit of that popping up. In northern parts of California, pretty wet around San Francisco, and of course a few sprinkles are popping up around the Bay right now. Well, we need to look at things that are happening across the entire country in the forecast. With that info, here's Dave.
Thank you, Paul. Well, we have those two storms, this one on the east coast that'll be crawling out of here. The rain will taper off later tonight and tomorrow morning.
Experts rely on the Weather Channel. We keep you ahead of the